Well, Congressman, I truly don't know what's left to be said about this scandal. I mean, the Republican Party joining Democrats in just abandoning America and our border to fund Ukraine once again. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I am one of the House co-chairmen of the House Border Security Caucus, and to me, the greatest need that we have in our country today, and we've got a lot of them, is the necessity of securing our border. Our border is wide open. Millions of people have come across, and I was under the impression that we were gonna get border security from the Democrats and President Biden in exchange for the Ukraine aid, which I would have been glad to do. My heart goes out to the Ukrainian people. Believe me, they're fighting an aggressive dictator, a ruthless dictator in Vladimir Putin, but we didn't get that. And so I could not vote for the Ukraine aid because of that very reason. And quite frankly, I really believe that Tucker Carlson has nothing to do with the American people not wanting to give billions more to Ukraine. The United States has been, I think, the very #1 nation on the face of the planet that has helped Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And while we're on the other side of the world from them, what about our NATO allies? What about France? What about Germany? What about some of the European nations who really has more of a vested interest in the region than we do? Mm-hmm. And so as far as the waving of the flags, I thought that was pretty odd. You're not supposed to be streaming videos from the floor of the House, and I assume that's what was going on there. Mm-hmm. But that's not the first time we've seen that. I hate to say that, Allison, because many times I've seen over the years where the Democrats have taken photographs live streamed from the well of the House several times, which is illegal. That's against House rules.
Well, it's not unlike Democrats to break laws, so I guess it's really nothing new, but it is sad nonetheless, and it's scandalous and criminal to Americans who are struggling here at home with Bidenomics and in fear for their lives, wondering if, I don't know, their daughter's going to be the next Laken Riley, right? Congressman, I have a video to show you of life in Ukraine that has some Americans rather angry. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll come back to discuss.
Despite the rockets, Ukraine's nightlife is rocking. The bars and clubs are full. The place is jumping, music pumping, drinks flow freely, and they dance like there's no tomorrow.
So I guess the nightlife is popping over in Ukraine, while nightlife in America is just filled with Chilean gangs burglarizing homes and, kids being raped. What are your thoughts on this? What's your reaction here?
Well, it looks like they're dancing their lives away over there while their country is being invaded. It's when we give that kind of money away, yeah. I don't know why these young people are not out defending their country, defending their nation. That's not to take away from the brave, courageous Ukrainian service people who are out there every day and dying literally by the tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands over there. Again, my heart goes out to the Ukrainian people. I am no fan of Vladimir Putin. The man is a ruthless dictator. He would gladly, and in fact, he already has teamed up with all the rest of the dictators in the world, with the Chinese, the Venezuelans, the Cubans, the Iranians, you name it. He's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, while our border is open, I'm afraid I can't vote for millions and billions more to secure another country's borders while ours is wide open.
Right. It is becoming rather impossible to justify it all. Meanwhile, over here in America, the Islamic terror threat is at an all-time high. FBI Director Wray is predicting an Islamic terror attack, not unlike the one they predicted to hit Moscow that killed hundreds. And just like in Moscow, there doesn't seem to be anything done to try and stop it. Congressman, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I can tell you that, Christopher Wray, he's been in there for several years now. It's kind of strange that he all of a sudden is talking about terrorism, cyber attacks, etc. He hadn't said doodly squat about the open border, but that has a lot to do with the likelihood of us being hit again by another terrorist attack. I think it's not a matter of if, but when. Because of these open borders. We've had over 10 million people come across this border since Biden took office. The FBI director, the FBI we know has come out and said that they do not monitor these protests by Hamas and Palestinians, but it sure didn't keep them from monitoring school board meetings, going after parents as possible terrorists. And quite frankly, it's a double standard. So this is why I think a lot of people don't have a whole lot of confidence in our FBI anymore. Yeah. We've seen them go after President Trump. We've seen we've seen the RussiaGate hoax that's been going on. The double standard of justice coming out of our FBI. I think Director Wray got a lot of work to do to try to reinstill confidence in the American people. Yeah.
I don't even know if it's possible at this point. I mean, they admit they don't monitor these anti-American Hamas protests. Meanwhile, everything in the world is being done to still, how many years after the fact, go after the innocent people that were present at the Capitol on January 6th. It really is just despicable and so disheartening. Congressman, we are all out of time for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Well, let me just say one quick thing. We're being led by a sheep in Biden, and we need the leadership of a lion, and that is President Trump, and the Democrats are caging him up. He must be released. We've got to defend this president, or we're going to lose America. We desperately need a strong leader in America.